Okay, everyone, welcome back to the Chasing the Monster podcast. Alongside Luis Gomez, I'm your host, David Karras, and we're back. It's been a minute since we've recorded. There's been some recent news with the Red Sox that we're going to talk about, but I mean, I've got to start with a bit of sad news here is that unfortunately we found out yesterday that Eugenio Suarez signed with the Reds, and I'm pretty disappointed about that. I really wanted him to sign with the Red Sox. He must have just, forgot to sign with the Sox part of the team. He signed with the Reds, but you know, I know Lewis, you're really disappointed about us not getting Eugenio Suarez. I know you thought that he'd be a great fit for the to fill our third base gap here in Boston. So, just want to start off with that news first. Obviously, very disappointed the Red Sox couldn't get Eugenio Suarez. I mean, he just never really strikes out. He's not a big home run hitter, but he's got great defense. So, I mean, I think that was a missed opportunity by the Red Sox to bring in Suarez. So I'm disappointed. I know you are too, Lewis, but just wanted to start off with that on a sad note.
Where are you getting this from, man? Where are you getting your information from? Where? Baseball Savant? Where? I think like
My heart.
your heart. I mean, man, you didn't see the postseason. I mean, you only saw the grand slam that you hit or something.
No, I mean,
You
I
didn't
just
see
know
his
we've been
bats.
we've been texting this whole off season, and you've been saying how much you wanted Suarez, and I wanted him too.
Why would I want him? We do you saw the last game? What happened to us? The last game, the very last game, the Red Sox happened. We struck out like 12 times. Imagine if Suarez was there. We would strike out 15 times instead.
So,
I'm actually happy I didn't. I would be
oh,
disappointed.
believe me, I know.
I would be very disappointed if that was what. Oh my god! If we actually signed him. Um. Oh yes, he hits tons of power. He hits a lot of home runs. If he hits it, especially for this American League East, that the nasty pitching is going to be so nasty. Think about it. He was in Arizona. He was with Seattle at some point. Um, the real deal is the American League East right now. The pitching is very nasty in the American League East, way harder than the West, AL West. You get what I mean? Way harder. And if he struck out like that, imagine in this division, man. Imagine facing Max Fried, Garrett Cole. You need to change Dylan Cease. Like you know what I mean? This is a division that's packed right now with pitchers. So he's not the right answer. From the last game that we played, we struck out 12 times. We need more putting the ball in play, and we also need someone that could hit bombs. You get what I mean? But Suarez could hit bombs, but if he touches it, and when he touches it, it's literally a pop up behind first. But it's like I'm actually happy that didn't happen because I will be very disappointed. Even though we got Ranger Suarez and we did a couple moves back there and there, but no, man, that's not the answer, man. For sure, that's definitely not.
So we're here to talk about just briefly some recent Red Sox news. So Red Sox made a trade yesterday, as you can see in the bottom ticker. Jordan Hicks was traded to the Chicago White Sox yesterday, along with pitching prospect David Sandlin to the Chicago White Sox. Also, with cash considerations and two players to be named later going to Chicago. In exchange, the Red Sox got minor league right-hander Gage Zeal and a player to be named later. And just to briefly go over Gage Zeal's stats, he made it all the way up to the AA level last year. He's only 22 years old. He'll be 23 in May. He went 4-4 last year at the he went 4-4 at the single A level last year, but in double A he had a 9 ERA. Um, you know, seems like a bit of a project. He had a 4 ERA last year in low A, high A, 4.01 ERA. So can't really take too much from this, other than the fact that, he's just another project the Red Sox can work with. Maybe he has a future here, but it's pretty ironic that the Red Sox traded Rafael Devers in a salary dump. And then one of the pieces that they acquired in said salary dump, they traded in a salary dump. I mean, Jordan Hicks had an abysmal few months with the Red Sox. I know fans were waiting 6-7 months for him to be traded or, taken off the team. And for those fans, that wish is finally granted. But just a disastrous move for the Red Sox, getting Hicks as part of that deal and him not doing anything, really struggling, but off the team. Um, we had to part with one of our better pitching prospects just to offload Jordan Hicks. So that move, it always comes back to the Devers trade, Lewis. I know you hated that one, and obviously the return outside of Kyle Harrison at this point does not look great. But pretty painful that just to offload Jordan Hicks again, we had to give up more pitching talent in the pipeline.
I mean, man, that's how you know. I hate talking about the Devers trade, but that's how you know that this organization did such a bad job. Even if we're gonna trade that guy, like, bro, I feel like we could have done way better in receiving players, man. Way better. We could have done a better job at that, but no, we were so focused on the salary dump. And literally, the Giants fucked us. Literally, that's what happened right there. The Giants fucked us, and an organization like ours that we've been, very respected and stuff like that. And just like they literally laughed at our face and literally punched us in the same, they laughed at our face and punched us. And, we didn't receive even a good player, man. That's kind of like, I would have maybe, even though I understand they took the whole salary, I understand that. But like, Devers is a great player, man. At the end of the day, you get what I mean? Like, look, there's no one in the free agency that could that right now that could replace the production Devers would like product. You get what I mean? Not even Alex Bregman could replace Devers. That he doesn't perform. Bregman is a good player, yes, but Bregman doesn't perform. Devers performs way better than him, produces way more than him. The Bregman got him in the defense, but you know what I mean? The offense, because right now we need offense very bad. We need home runs. We need batting average. Devers was providing those two. Devers had he was being walked a lot. He was being very patient, even though from having a bad start in the beginning. You get what I mean? But like, damn, it's just like embarrassing that I know it's not probably we got rid of Devers. It's not because of the money. It's because of the whole situation. They got out of hand. But like, also, come on, man. Like we gotta be better. Because I would be honest with you, if everything was good with Devers and Devers was like our normal third baseman, and let's say Bregman second base, and that would actually because that was actually the plan before the off season. It would have been a different story. But now it's like, oh, now we don't even have Bregman or Devers. So we brought Bregman. It would have been actually better if Bregman never signed here. Would have been better at the end of the day. Think about it, man.
I don't know if I'd go that far. I don't. We're gonna turn down Bregman signing with the Red Sox. Come on.
for 1
You and
year
I both know that that's not true. Yeah,
for
you
your
take that chance.
superstar?
What
Because
is it?
remember, Devers never had a problem. Devers was always Devers. It was starting after Bregman came here. That's when the problem started. If Bregman never signed with the Red Sox, that would have never been the problem. Devers would have still been at third. Everything would have been good.
Would it have been though? Because Devers is one of the worst third basemen in the league defensively. So I get what you're saying. Good with the Red Sox relationship, but good for the Red Sox on the field. Would that have been better with
It's not
Devers?
like he was throwing the ball away every time. His defense was always improving every year. You like check the numbers. The last time he played third base, he only had 12 errors in the full season. He got better. He was getting better. Yes, the range. Bregman has bigger range, but like Devers back, and I mean Bregman had the range to go do super plays and stuff like that. But you know what I mean? Like Devers could back that up with a bat because
Well,
Devers was in the pace of hitting 40 bombs. He almost did in San Francisco, but after going to San Francisco, that's a different ballpark, and Fenway Park is way better for Devers, but he
let me
backs up with the offense.
let me say two more things about Devers, and then we'll move on to the next point. Basically, yes, this offseason would feel a lot more. I think the Red Sox have had a good offseason, not a great offseason, but there's still time. But if the Red Sox still had Devers on the team, even if we lost Bregman to the Cubs, that stays the same. If we still had Devers on the team, I feel a heck of a lot more confident about this offense heading into the season. I think we can 100% agree on that because Devers is a guy, to your point, as we all know, you have to game plan for. Devers was, I think, leading the league at one point, at least early in the season with Boston, at taking like 5 or 6 pitches per at bat. That was like first in the MLB. Even like even right after his 0 for 17 start or whatever the season, like he was doing, he was making the pitchers throw pitches. And yeah, if you lose Bregman, you have the option of either putting him at third or maybe he'll, pony up and want to play first. But like the power, we, dropped all the way down to 23rd in home runs after losing Devers. The other thing too is say that we still live in a world where we lose Bregman and Devers gets traded. The trade package is just so awful now because we also traded Tibbs at the deadline for 2 months of Dustin May, and like Tibbs was one of the best prospects. Was becoming a top prospect. I feel like for the Red Sox. I don't know what his stats were in Portland for that short time, but we gave up a top outfield prospect for 2 months of Dustin May, and we shut down.
And it wasn't worth it.
And it wasn't worth it. We shut down Dustin May before the playoffs even started.
Wait, no, who won that?
Early started a do or die elimination game for Dustin May. I'm sure, maybe that was actual injury for Dustin May. Maybe he was just shut down because
of course he was shut down.
But like
we would have lost the freaking wild card thing. We would have never made it to a playoff if we kept him or Jordan Hicks. So I just saw yesterday Jordan Hicks ERA while being in Boston. It was literally 9, almost 9,
8 or 9, right? Abysmal. So
I mean, it was an 8, but I'm just throw 9. He was awful. But like, I feel like I could have done a better job pitching. It's like, wow.
Those are my 2 things with the Devers thing. Yes, it's a lot better if he's still here. Obviously, that relationship had a huge falling out. That was a huge storyline for the Sox last year. But that'll continue to haunt the Red Sox, I feel like, unfortunately. And
he's
we don't have anything
to go to the Hall of Fame, and that will hurt even more.
We just
I wonder like if he does go to the Hall of Fame, how is he gonna go to the Hall of Fame with the Giants or Red Sox?
At this point,
he has a ring with the Red Sox, so but he also got disrespected.
We have Kyle Harrison to look forward to, and in the limited time that we saw Kyle Harrison, I'm intrigued, but we don't know what his role is going to be. He's probably on the outside looking in. He's not going to be. I don't think he's going to be a starter. He's probably going to start the season in AAA, or he'll be a long reliever. And then the other guy that we have to look forward to is Jose Bayo, who we won't know anything about for a few years because he's still in single or AA. He's a 20-year-old reliever. So I don't know. You trade Devers. Yes, it's a salary dump. You free up $250 million, but you need something to look forward to in the trade package. Tibbs was something to look forward to. Kyle Harrison's potentially something to look forward to. Jose Bayo, we know nothing about, but we don't have Tibbs anymore. So those are the two options.
Harrison and Bayo.
Harrison and Bayo. Bye. We want to get.
Craig Breslow didn't know what to do, or it seems like he was a rookie. Literally, that's how it seems like. I'm not gonna lie with you. That kind of scares me a lot. That everything he's doing is trades. That's really scary, man. Like trades, everything's trades. It's like, bro, just you were spending more money. You were literally, you were right there about to pay Bregman. With that money, you could have gotten Alonso. You get what I mean? But we find out we try to get the less commitment Wilson Contreras. Wilson Contreras is very good, but you know what I mean? It's like everyone wanted Alonso. And you also have to give prospects, I love Hunter Dobbins, but yeah, it's like you don't want to give like all your prospects away. You get what I mean?
Right.
Even though it's people that are stuck, you get what I mean? But you never know. It's a long season. You saw at some point.
And we gave up a ton. We've given up a ton of prospects the last couple off seasons. I mean, we gave up a ton to Chicago for Crochet, 100% worth it.
Yeah, but for sure.
To your point, Lewis, like, and we're correcting this mistake this winter, but you can never have enough starting pitching, especially when Lucas Giolito goes down and you're starting a 23-year-old Connolly early in a do-or-die playoff game. Like, the Red Sox corrected that mistake this offseason, and I don't know. It'll be interesting to see who gets those number 4 and number 5 spots, or at least that number 5 spot. But
I feel like early, man. Early, definitely. Even though
you think early, the projections.
That wild card game, you saw how the Riley started for the Yankees. It was more like
Cedon.
It was a pop up. It was like a pop up by Cody Bellinger and Abreu and Cedon. They had like a little miscommunication. They didn't communicate well. I guess that's what it was.
Yep.
And that started the rally. That became a double, I think. Because the guy was hustling as soon that ball was in the air and it took forever to land.
And then low.
Here comes 4 runs. Here comes
off his glove.
Here comes 4 runs, and then you see what I mean? But yeah, it's just like that was the only inning they scored. It was that inning. It could have been a different story. It was just like caught. It didn't start momentum for them. But yeah, like I said, it's just something that disappointing that he's never that Craig. It seems like Craig Breslow is still learning, or maybe they forced him to just trade him and get him out of here. You got what I mean? We don't want Devers. We don't want like the best prospects. We just want to get rid of him. It could be like that. We never know because he's not going to say it.
These aren't the sexiest moves, but I do appreciate the Red Sox trying to correct their mistakes from last season. So we have a ton of starting pitching. It's a good problem to have. Yeah. And trading for a guy like Contreras to play first is upgrading your defense. Keeping Rafaela and Abreu on the team is, solidifying your defense.
He goes to catcher as well. That's a good thing. And maybe you could play around with maybe Casas against righties one day. You know what I mean? You never know. What if Casas comes up and is crushing it for some reason. He has the potential, but gets hurt too much.
And we all have questions about Myers' ability offensively, but I don't think it doesn't matter if he plays second or third. Like he's going to be huge for our defense. Story, I'm not too worried about Story's fall off at the end of last season. I think he'll be perfectly fine defensively at short. And then, that's a perfect segue into what you want to talk about here, Lewis, is the need for potentially a second baseman, more so just another right-handed bat for this Red Sox offense. So what did the Red Sox do now? A perfect segue to that bottom ticker. I'll let you throw out some names, Lewis, but I got some names here that I want you to react to as well for names that the Red Sox are rumored to be interested in acquiring. First couple are from the Cubs, Nico Horner and Matt Shaw. Matt Shaw was a rookie this year. He played 126 games. You're already shaking your head at that one. Nico Horner had his best season this year. He had over 6 WAR, but he's never hit more than 10 home runs in a season.
We don't need that.
This
I don't want to play around with Shaw, like a rookie. What is this?
This is the name that I'm most intrigued by is Isaac Paredes from the Astros.
That's who we need.
I would not trade Duran for him because Duran is way better than Isaac Paredes, but I think that this would be a perfect fit. He's not the best defender, but he can play first, he can play second, he can play third. He's a righty batter, and I think all but one of his homers last season, I believe I saw in StatCast, were to left field. So he's going to go to town on the monster, and he's only 27.
Being honest with you, yes, Jarren Duran performed as better player, like in, let's say, like in WAR and stuff like that. But in power, it's Paredes, and Paredes didn't even play a full season, and he was an all-star.
Only 102 games.
And he was an all-star. So it's like you gotta realize, like, hey, right now we have a problem in the outfield. Durant, Rafaela, Roman Anthony, Will Abreu, like all of them. You gotta sit one at some point. And I'm not gonna lie with you, I feel like Durant has to be involved in this. Even though we might get like prospects, we might, because Durant is more valuable, but we need some prospects. Like maybe Abreu, the reliever, but or maybe just prospects and some cash or something. I don't know, but we need something like that, especially because Durant also has one more year left of arbitration. So that's Paredes has just 2, so it's different, and Durant has 3, so that's also a win. So they definitely gotta give good prospect, I feel like, for that, especially with Durant. But it's something like they need an outfielder. Like Correa's playing third for them. Apparently, he's going to try to play second. What? You see what I mean? And where is Jose Altuve? I didn't know he was retired yet. But he looked terrible in the outfield. You see what I mean? Just trade Paredes, leave Altuve alone a second. Just put Durant in left field. And I will take Paredes because that's who we need. I love Durant, but I also hate him in a way that he scares me when you hit, like someone hits a fly ball to him, man. He scares me because he doesn't look comfortable like Will Abreu, like Rafaela. He looks a little bit like, I don't know, too weird. And this also could be because he was an infielder. Or like when he got drafted. That could be a thing. But
that got shut down.
That also, like in the wild card series, you saw that Aaron Judge hit a ball to him. It was a catchable ball, and he didn't catch it. He dropped it. I literally scored the Yankees went ahead because of that. You see what I mean? It could have been a different thing. If we would have caught that, that would have been okay. Innings over, and then here comes Trevor Story, hits a bomb right away. Instead of that, it could have been like, oh, the Red Sox takes the lead. And you already know Chapman's going to warm up for sure to finish the job. Even Crochet if he has to. Because we don't have pitching. I forgot. We don't even have – probably Brian Bayo would have, tried to if that's the case. You get what I mean? But it's like we need to – oh, man. I just – we need. I feel like Paredes is the guy, man, and Durant, he cannot be our DH. We
So
already have Yoshida as well, man, and I like Yoshida because you saw Yoshida was one of the guys who literally did amazing in the wild card series. Yoshida was that guy that literally scored how many runs? We won the first game because of him.
2 runs, run single.
And he almost did it again in game 2. If it wasn't for freaking Jazz Chisholm, he actually stopped. He didn't let the ball go to the outfield. If that ball went to the outfield, Nate Eaton would score easily. You see what I mean? So, and also, Yoshida doesn't strike out. Yoshida had 2 singles against Cam Hitler. So, yeah, you see what I mean?
So you're completely against Duran and Anthony taking turns DHing so that we can keep everyone on the team? Because I'm assuming
Roman cannot be DHing, man.
Not every day, but
no, it's
at the beginning of the off season, I was with you. I'm like, Duran's got to go. We got to clear this outfield jam.
He's definitely losing values.
Duran?
Yeah, of course. There's a DH.
I mean, he didn't put a good season, but he still had 4.7 WAR or whatever it was. I mean, 2024 of his WAR, which is crazy. But I can hear my own voice. It's funny. I can hear my voice echoing, but I think if you want to include Duran in a package for Paredes, we got to get.
We have to. I'd rather keep Yoshida. Yoshida could be that sneaky player hitting, and Jarren Duran is not made to be DH. He's not, man. He's an athlete.
Not every day.
His value is gonna drop because Roman is better than him at defense. Rafael is better. Wario Abreu is better. You see what I mean?
Well, we can't compare 2 Gold Glovers to Roman Anthony. Of course, we got to keep Abreu and Rafael on the field. I don't think they would be part of that DH.
I feel like Roman could be way better than Anthony, and then Roman could be better than Durant at defense and at hitting as well.
I think it's a good problem to have, and we shouldn't just be. I've changed my tune on this. We shouldn't be just offloading Duran just for the fact of clearing a log jam.
We definitely have the good return for sure.
I'd rather cut Yoshida before moving Duran.
I'd rather have Yoshida, man. That's literally the only guy that responded for us in the wild card series, and he was literally still recovering from a shoulder injury. So imagine what he could do healthy, man. You imagine what he could do healthy. Have you seen Yoshida training recently, man?
Yeah,
bro, he's with one eye patch, literally 100 miles per hour, just literally hitting like this, and it's so easy for him, man. I definitely want to keep him.
I don't know. We'll see. I think Duran's going to be on the team.
Craig has a lot of. Let's see what Craig does. Hopefully,
we still got a little bit of time before the season starts.
Yeah, we literally placed in training this month.
But do you have any other names? Any other names you want to throw out of potential Red Sox targets that they?
I just want Paredes.
That's your guy.
Yeah, that's it. That's him. I don't even want to hear other names. I heard Xavier Edwards. Bro just hit 3 home runs in 162 games.
Would you have wanted Brendan Donovan before he went to the Mariners?
No, man. He just hit 10 home runs. We need power here. We need someone that could be a beast. You know what I mean? It's Paredes. It's him.
Here's one thing I think we can agree on. Another thing, because we agree on a lot. I know we disagree on a lot as well, but here's one thing I think we can agree on. Breslow is putting too much faith and Roman Anthony and Abreu to become even bigger power hitters to make up for the lack of power, which is scary. I think we can both agree on that. That Breslow is putting a little bit too much faith, and
No,
Roman
yes,
Anthony.
I got you, but I also know Roman is different.
I
He
agree,
proved it,
but
and
we
that's
don't have any. We don't have any data yet. He hasn't played a whole season.
no, yes, but this is the thing about Roman, and I realize he's very special because of this. Hopefully, I'll keep being right, but hopefully, Craig is right. Hopefully, I'm wishing for that. I'm gonna add that to my prayers, but like it's like I could see why, because Roman didn't start his career like amazing. He struggled. Oh, the misplayed, the ball went on literally the first day. He was like 2 for 30. His first 30 at bats. You get what I mean? It didn't start that well for him, but he figured it out until bro literally uh, was hitting 280, 289. That's so
His
annoying.
his OBP was 400. That's
And like
nuts for a rookie, for a 21-year-old
against
rookie. That's nuts.
and against Paul Skeens. Like every time Paul Skeens faced Shohei Ohtani, it's like strikeout, goodbye. Aaron Judge, goodbye. Soto, goodbye. It wasn't like that with Roman, man. I'm like, damn, this kid is not like strong like Soto, like bodybuilder. It's not like Judge either, but like he's scary. He's scary. He's like different because he's not like Duran. He's not bulk, and it's like, damn, you're like that. Like he's like that. Like you know what I mean? He looks very skinny. Have you seen him shirtless? And like when they were celebrating when they clinched the playoffs spot,
I
I
didn't.
literally saw him shirtless, and I'm like, you need to eat more. You need to eat more because I want you to get as strong as you can. But now he's prepared. I feel like he could prepare himself. He knows what the big league is. He has a ton of experience compared to when he entered the league and when he had to do adjustments in the middle of the season. Like that's crazy. I mean, he literally did adjustments in the middle of the season, like with playing at the MLB level. I feel like for you to be like doing adjustments or like you gotta be very special and talented to do that. And now that he has the experience and everything, you know what I mean? And he's getting even stronger. I feel like he could be even better. And also, like the same for Marcelo Meyer and about Wayu Abreu, I feel like the same way because we got him 2023 was his first time. No, 2024 was probably his first season with us.
His first full season was 24, but he came up in 23. Or he might
Okay,
have come up in
24.
I'm sorry.
Hold
Yeah.
on. Yeah, and 24. He's performing better and better every year. He hit 20 home runs. That's really impressive, and he missed a ton of games. And he has a great defense. That's also something that you're like you want to have that, and
Absolutely.
especially at Fenway. I know Jackie Bradley Jr. wasn't that good with his bat, but I definitely knew what he played every day. His defense was like incredible, but like I said, he has the potential, and every year he's getting better, and maybe you just gotta hope they keep just getting like that because he's also so young as well. You get what I mean? Especially now we have the playoff experience just for 2 days, but it counts.
So I trust Abreu more than Roman Anthony to get to like a 30 home run season. I think we can both agree on that. I think they can do it, but I think if we don't make another move this offseason for a bat that has power, that's a lot of pressure on Roman Anthony to go from hitting 8 home runs in 70 games to, hopefully playing 120, 130 games next year and hitting 20, 25 homers.
I feel like
Abreu can do
you
it.
can hit. I feel like you can hit 25 homers, but like you said, like
I
a
think
lot of a lot of those home runs came when he was like figuring things out, when he was, before he injured himself, he was doing amazing. And that's when he was putting the ball more in the air. But like, yes, you don't want to pressure him. You don't want to. Oh, I gotta be the man. I gotta do this and this. I gotta do this and that. You know what I mean? You just want him to like be Roman, be the same person you always been heading. Don't change anything. Just be you. Just hit. You don't want him to overdo. That's when you're trying to overdo things. That's when you start playing bad. But yeah, let's see, man. We for sure need a bat. We need Paredes, and I feel like Paredes is the guy, man.
Here, I'm gonna throw. Okay, so let me clarify something with my take. I have all the faith in the world that Abreu and Roman Anthony can do it. And to his point, Roman Anthony had a lot of pressure on him last year, especially after Devers got traded to carry the team. And before his injury in September, he was carrying the Red Sox. So Roman Anthony
responded.
It's just a matter of if.
He was playing better than Devers at some point. He was playing better than Devers. You know what's crazy? Sorry for interrupting. Devers had a 3.9 and WAR. And Roman had a 3.1. And like never played the whole never played 163 games.
I was just gonna say.
And I'm like, bro, the bro was literally performing at a $30 million, like a $30 million guy.
So here's my final hot take for the episode. And I genuinely, Lewis, do not know how you're gonna react to this, but I'm interested to see how you react. So here's my final hot take. The second baseman for the Red Sox to start 2026 may be a David Hamilton, may be a Romy Gonzalez, maybe an Isaac Paredes, or it could be for the second straight year Christian Campbell if he has another great spring training. Or if he didn't even have a good spring training last year.
He didn't.
If he has a great spring training this year, I'm convinced that Christian Campbell could get another go of this at second base.
What, and Marcelo Maya at third?
I think Marcelo and Romy are going to be at third regardless.
I feel like Marcelo is definitely the guy that you're scared about, man. He has never been able to play a full season, even in the minor leagues. Now you're depending on one guy. Oh, and Campbell, keep it in the outfield. Don't even try him a second. Saw how many errors that guy did in the freaking playing second base. How dare they? Just put Darren Durant at this point at second base.
I don't understand what they're doing with Campbell either. It went from second base to first base to outfield to outfield.
Yeah, it's like embarrassing, man. It's like since one player's changed like that, and poor guy is actually trying everything.
So
do your freaking job, like Devers said. Go get a first baseman. Go get a third baseman. Like, what is this? Oh, now he's playing third. Now he's playing first.
Campbell's been playing.
Next year.
Campbell's been spending the whole offseason training at second and in the outfield.
That's more like it. Like in first base, that's crazy, man.
So I'm just throwing that out there. It would not surprise me if Campbell lights it up in spring training. That he may be your starting second baseman.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see. So that is going to do it for this episode of Chase the Monster. Some good conversations were had here. We're going to keep doing this as news keeps popping up in the offseason. I mean, I'm sure there will definitely be more moves coming for the Sox one way or another at one position or another. So we will have that for you guys as soon as it happens. But make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, tell your friends about these videos, and we will talk to you guys again soon. Alongside Lewis, I'm David. Hope everyone has a good night. Take care.